I'm probably gonna regret this going for a walk in the snow, but let's do it. Sometimes you just need to get some fresh air. So let's have a chat about hard talks. Sometimes you gotta have the hard talks with people, right? And it's not necessarily about colliding. Sometimes, yes, you gotta collide with people, and having collisions is healthy. But just because you're having a hard talk with somebody doesn't necessarily mean that it's a collision, right? Now, here's the thing. A lot of the times in life, by the time we have like a very dire need for something, it's too late to get it, especially in the realm of financial services, right? In finance, take insurance for example. By the time you actually need insurance, it's too late. You're not going to get it. Same thing goes with financing, right? If you got an immediate need for financing, it's very hard to get it. And if you do get it, there's a good chance that you're not going to necessarily get the program or the terms that you were hoping to get for financing, right? So it does make things a little bit tricky or difficult. And when things aren't going your way, you got to have those hard talks. Now, what does that mean? Why did this come up? Well, I had a $50,000 deal on the table, and this thing was a challenge, right? From the eyes of the finance company, from the eyes of the lenders that we were working with, the company was under financial duress, right? Oh man, should have brought my selfie stick, would have been easier to do this video. But in the eyes of the financial company, the lenders considered this company to be under duress, right? Because they're looking at deposits, right? There's a sharp decline in deposits, sharp decline in cash on hand that's available, and revenue took a big hit. And I get it, right? Sometimes the winter months and certain industries are a struggle, and some companies in Q3, Q4 hold off paying their invoices until the end of the year. I mean, there's just a bunch of shit that goes into it, and like we get it, and we understand all that, and the lenders typically do too, but it also comes down to the severity, right? And yeah, it was a struggle to get this. It was a struggle to get anything for this, right? We were going around. We talked to multiple lenders, and it was just not good, not a nice file. I mean, you gotta have those hard talks, right? Yes, we had those hard talks up front. Yes, brought it up, talked about those challenges. We knew it would be a challenge. We didn't necessarily know it would be this much of a challenge, right? And so, needless to say, there was one offer on the table, which it happens, better than none. But the offer wasn't the most attractive to the business owner anyways, right? It was a no-fly zone. So we got to circle back. We know exactly what they need to do in order to dig themselves out of this, and give them some advice and some pointers on what they need to do so that, in a month or two, we can maybe revisit the file. But especially in 6 months, we can revisit the file before heading into Q3, right? Before heading into the third quarter of the year. And most importantly, while everything's still healthy, right? Before the strain of the slow season starts hitting. And that's the thing is, in business, I mean, you can get very far being reactive. Yes, you can. But being reactive only gets you so far. We got to be proactive. And being proactive is where we can really see the growth and the scalability by meeting things head on before they are an issue, as opposed to being reactionary, and by the time we react, it's often too late. So you got to have those hard talks. Don't be afraid to collide. Sometimes collision is necessary. Sometimes collision is healthy. But most importantly, just don't be afraid to have the hard talks, because often we are apprehensive about colliding because we don't want to collide. But having those hard talks don't always end up in collisions. And it's healthy and it's positive. And at the end of the day, people are going to respect you and appreciate you a million times more for being upfront and honest and having those conversations with them, as opposed to being like, 99% of other service-based providers out there and just going dark and going ghost, not communicating, right? So communicate, have the hard talks, and if it ends up being a collision, have a collision. But things always work out one way or another. They always work out. And if you're not having those conversations, you're not going to know how those things work out, right? If I wasn't having those conversations with the client, that door wouldn't have been open to revisit everything in the next couple months, right? Or to circle back, or even maintain contact, right? Great guy, great businesses, just wrong timing. And you know what? That's life. It happens. So that's what I got for you guys. Have a wonderful day. It's all guts, but it ain't all glory, as y'all know. Do what you can do while you can do it. And it's always onwards and upwards from there. Have a wonderful day. I'm at the store, so I'm going to run in and grab myself an energy drink. And then I'm going to get back to the office and get back to work. Cheers, guys.